So I'm Cindy, and this is James and Parvel, and we all work for ONYX Realty Professionals, and we're going to be talking about their first transaction. Now, I haven't had one yet, but I'm going to learn. All right, so James, tell us about your first transaction.
So my first transaction was literally an alley-oop from my wife. Her best friend.
Sweet.
Her best friend was looking to sell.
Okay.
She recently just got out of a pretty bad marriage, whatever the case may be, and the home just didn't feel like home. Everything in the home reminded her of her ex-husband, and she just couldn't walk around the house feeling the love that that house once made her feel. So she hit me up. She was just like, "Hey, I'm looking to sell." I'm just like, "All right." First transaction, I don't know shit from shoe polish. I'm winging it the whole time.
All right. So were you nervous? Like, how did you feel?
Of course I'm nervous because this is people's money I'm playing with.
Clearly.
Well, I don't want to say playing with, but for lack of better terms, like this is people's money that I'm dealing with.
Right.
And they're expecting me, because no matter what profession you go into, once you become that professional,
right,
that's all they know is that you're the professional.
Right.
Whether you got one deal under your belt or 100 deals under your belt,
okay,
you're that professional. So
did you feel honored that she trusted you to take this on?
I did feel honored because her and I, we definitely built a long-lasting rapport during that transaction. Like,
nice.
She's definitely big sis now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But,
so what did it teach you?
It taught me to hang out in that gray area sometimes. Like everything can't be black and white. You give somebody something, it's in black and white. You hold them to that accountability, like, okay, here's the agreement, look through it, sign it, we move forward. People don't read.
Right.
People don't read.
So this is you to your seller, right? So what did you do to ease that? Or
I had to take it back. Had to rewind the whole situation. Like, all right, look, this is where we are.
Okay.
This is your agreement. We're going to list your house at this price. Here's some of the scenarios that could happen. We get a full price offer. They may want closing costs. It's typically up to 3%. So I'm going to factor in a bunch of different numbers and scenarios and give you a net sheet and let you know what your potential proceeds could be from the sale of this house. So I gave her a bunch of scenarios, and I like to call it, I underdeliver. I really undersell myself.
Okay.
I undersell, not underdeliver. I undersell myself. So when the results come out, oh man, he said I was gonna get this, but instead I got that.
Came out better. So during that process, did you have a good mentor, like someone that you can talk to and guide you through this? What was
Hell
that?
no.
You did not.
I did not. I was winging it.
Wow.
Well, I take that back. I'm lying. I really wouldn't say he was a mentor. He was a hell of a broker.
Okay.
But he was just all about the dollar.
Okay.
He really didn't give me the proper blueprint or roadmap to properly navigate the real estate waters.
Okay.
It was all just go sell a house, go sell a house, go sell a house, go sell a house. So now that's embedded in my
right.
mental.
That's
so now it's just like, okay, sell a house by any means necessary.
And so you were missing like the humanistic part of it.
I was missing the humanistic part of it.
Oh, okay.
It was just all about get the transaction. And that's where a lot of people fail in this business, because there is a huge human element in real estate. Real estate is a contact sport.
That's right.
You talk to people all day long.
Right.
All day long you talk to people. So now you have to not only learn how to converse, properly to where people understand you, but you also got to learn how to read, body language and stuff like that. Like, am I coming on too strong? Like, how do they feel about what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can be inadvertently aggressive, and that will definitely turn people off. That's why a lot of people are afraid to do some of the things that it takes to succeed in this business, like cold call.
Right.
Just picking up the phone, dialing a random number.
Right.
A lot of people are afraid to do it because people are afraid of rejection.
Rejection is a very big thing.
Let
me ask Parvel. So Parvel, how was your This is Parvel.
going
How was your first deal? James mentioned how he didn't really have a mentor. Did you have a mentor that helped you with your first one?
Honestly, ample. All the agents here, James actually answered a lot of my questions. My broker is the one that kind of passed me that lead. Kind of just going into it, you know, it's my first transaction. I'm like, what do I do? This, that. My transaction coordinator, a whole bunch of different agents in the office. Just, you know, looking up different things, just trying to exactly figure out how to navigate through it.
Uh-huh.
And asking questions is one thing I realized helps a lot when it comes to things you don't know. You just ask questions, you look it up. So either way, you find the answer.
So you felt, at least you felt safe that the transaction was going to happen the right way,
Yes.
right?
Yes, as far as like everything going, people just like pretty much when it comes to like the property inspection, okay, cool, this is how you do this is what you do. You know, my broker hopped on a FaceTime call with me, showed me how to do everything, the contract writing to, you know, to the end of it pretty much. The beginning to the end. I wouldn't say I was like walking with my, like holding my hand, but like kind of just like showing me how to navigate through. It was my first time doing it, so any questions I had, always there to answer. Different agents, always there to answer, you know.
So James, how, like, he just mentioned a bunch of things that had to be coordinated for, that was a
buyer.
It was a buyer,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
So for the seller, like, how many things had to be coordinated, and how did you know?
Well, for I was winging it. You know, as things were happening, I was, you know, calling and texting my broker in the background, like, all right,
Okay.
so what's next? I mean, from being in the business and just watching people hanging out in the office, you kind of get a general idea of how things go.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's like being a kid, right? You watch your parents drive, you're just like, oh, I could do that, you know.
True that.
This one makes the car go, this one makes the car stop, you know. And then when you finally get behind the wheel, you know, oh shit, or you brake too hard and
Right.
now the whole car is smashed against the windshield. So it's one of those things. It's just like from the outside looking in, it's just like, oh, I could do this, you know, I could do this. But once you actually get in that driver's seat, it's just like, hold on now. You're just like, what the fuck did I sign up for?
All right. So you told me that you were an electrical engineer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you end up in real estate?
They fired me. That's how I ended up in real estate. So right after I got out the Navy, I did a bunch of things. I was just trying stuff, see if I could find my niche. Right after I got out the Navy, went to ATI, got my Class A CDL.
Okay.
So drove trucks for a little bit, drove for Tidewater Express. I was doing commercial driving first. I was hauling sheetrock from Commonwealth Construction to different construction sites around Hampton Roads. That was cool. Then I switched over to the fleet operations and I was hauling wrecks out the tunnel. That was cool, pretty dangerous. Didn't want to do it no more.
Hauling racks?
Wrecks.
Wrecks.
Yeah, so every time there was a wreck in Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel,
Yeah, okay.
I was that guy in the wrecker
Car
truck.
wrecks.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was out there pulling wrecks out the tunnel.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was dangerous as hell. Just imagine laying under a car trying to hook up some anchors and hooks, and you got cars driving by you 60, 70 miles an hour.
Damn right.
Yeah, so I'm just like, man, fuck this, I'm out of here. So went to school, went to ECPI, got me a bachelor's degree in electronic engineering.
Okay.
And right after, like literally the day after I graduated, that Friday, I started a new gig Monday.
Okay.
So it was seamless for me.
Right.
So, I mean, I was loving it. Like, I mean, I was in a field to where I thought I could thrive and prosper, but that turned out to be wrong. For one, I was a threat. I was the only black guy there with a degree. So I was already, you know, looked at like, you know, who does he think he is? And I knew my stuff. Like, I knew what I was talking about. I wasn't afraid to speak my mind or do anything that I had to do to, you know, make my presence known. Like, yo, I'm here. Like, you gonna feel me.
Right.
Like, you didn't just hire me just
So
to
do you
look
think
good.
that the end of that career, in hindsight, like now looking back, that needed to happen?
Absolutely. I think it needed to happen because I'm a free spirit.
Okay.
It shattered me to sit in the office and have another man tell me your services are no longer needed.
Oh, dang.
So it's just like, damn, like, what am I gonna tell my wife? Like, I got kids. Like, how am I gonna break? Like, they handed me a letter. Hey, your services are no longer needed. You know, thank you. I wasn't even there for a year. I think it was like my 9-10 month mark. I was almost at a year. fired me.
Wow.
So I'm just like, man. So I got the Walker Papers. Shout out to them. They gave me a nice severance check. I ain't mad at that. They gave me a nice severance check. I was just like, damn, y'all gonna pay me for the rest of the week and like the rest of the month? I'm just like, bet. So they definitely took care of me, but it was just the fact that I had to sit across from another man and him tell me, like, hey, I'm about to take this food out your mouth real quick. You know what I'm saying? You'll be all right though. You'll bounce back. But I mean, shit, I called my wife and told her.
So you became an entrepreneur.
Yep, we laughed at it. She was just like, don't worry about it. She was just like, you got something bigger in store. So in the meantime, I took a bunch of odd jobs. I did warehouse work at UPS. After that, I did Amazon. I was delivering for Amazon for like almost a year. I seem to have a trend with jobs. I'm always at a place for about a year before I leave.
Okay.
I think that's a bad thing.
I mean, it could be.
But I'll deliver for Amazon.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of successful entrepreneurs that did many things before they arrived at the stuff that they were really supposed to do. And somewhere along the line, each little thing that you tap into gives you something that you eventually do in your season, in your time, on your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, I wouldn't take it as, like, I've done a lot of things myself. So I wouldn't take it as, like, a bad thing that you didn't have longevity, you know what I'm saying, in certain things. Like, you probably didn't need to be there. It's been longer in real estate, right?
September 20th hit my 1 year mark in real estate.
Okay, so you passed the hump.
I'm
you passed
I'm thugging it out. But I mean, but this is something that I enjoy, like wholeheartedly.
See?
Like, it makes me feel good knowing that I changed someone's life. Like, back to my first transaction, like, just the sheer excitement of knowing that I was able to help her accomplish something that she felt she could probably never do, or at least by herself. You know, I provided her an out.
Right.
You know, like I gave her an out.
Right.
You know, and she made a lot of money in the process. And you know, fast forward, you know, she got her new place. You know, her boys are extremely happy. They have a nice sized house, big backyard. You know, everybody's happy.
Right,
know?
right.
Even if I wasn't the guy that sold her that house, I still played a part in her
getting there.
And getting there. Okay. So I mean, it's really fulfilling because, you know, just knowing that you potentially, you know, change someone's life for the better.
Right. I mean, really, it's a huge it has to be a very gratifying.
Very gratifying because I mean, it's all like go through life to make an impact. Like you go through life. People go through life every single day worried about money, right?
True that.
But you're put on this life to make an impact, not income. You know what I'm saying? You're put here to be.
But in certain situations, the income allows you to make a greater impact.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So I look at it like a labor of love. You know, I mean, I love what I do, helping people. You know, I'm out and about, rubbing elbows, talking to people all day. Yeah. And if I can get paid in the process of doing it, why not?
Right. And you do, because you helped me with KB4. And
hey.
Questions have not stopped. So so back to you, Parvel. So tell me when after your first transaction, tell me why did you go into real estate? Why did you go into real estate?
So in 2019, I started my venture in real estate. I started purchasing properties for myself. You know, kind of just trying to find a way to make passive income. You know, something to, you know, when I do leave this earth, I can pass it down to my children or great grandchildren. You know, something like that. So throughout the time, I kind of realized instead of, you know, having an agent closing deals for me close my own deals so I could understand the full spectrum, because there's so many different routes you can go in real estate: wholesaling, buying holds, being an agent. So different routes. I want to just see if I can understand all aspects of it before I proceed into, you know, next step.
So you did wholesaling before?
No, I'm just saying.
You did
like,
not. That was just steps. Okay. So now you've been full-time real estate agent.
Yes.
Since
just October. So just getting started. Started.
So how do you feel so far?
I'm still trying to learn the reins, but I feel like this is a great office to be at because, you know, people help you if you have questions. You know, different resources, many resources here, and the energy is a lot pretty well. So I like the energy here. So
Yeah,
So many
I
things.
agree. I've only been here a couple of days, but
Me too.
but I agree. But thank you guys for sharing this with me, and you'll get a copy.
Sure.
Say bye.
Sure. That'd be easy.
Y'all be easy.
Bye, y'all.